Okay, now let's cover some of the stances. We won't go through all, but the first stance, shoulder stance or ready stance. Notice how far you are from a line. When I go into bow stance, I want to have my heels the same distance from that line as the back heel. You can turn the leg if you want out a little bit, but try and avoid pulling the heel inward because it ends up putting you closer to being like on a tightrope. So I want to step, if my right leg is forward, I'm in right bow stance. If my left leg is forward, that's in left bow stance. Sometimes if you keep your hands on your hips, it makes it easier. Again, if I bring my right foot forward just a little bit and bend the back leg, this is called hollow step or empty stance. From the side, it looks a little like this. If my heel is down, it's still an empty stance, only with the toe up. What I want to avoid is toe out to the corner. I want to have it straight up or straight down. And if the left foot is forward, of course, it's a left empty stance. I don't want to be in front of the other leg. I want to have my leg in its own path. So heel down, toe down, empty stance. If I take my heels and make a right angle and lift up my heel, I want to have my feet just a little bit apart, and lift up the heel and bend my base leg. This is a T-step. Classic T-step, the heel is lined up with the arch of the foot. But for beginners, please try with the more modified version of the heels making a right angle. If your knees are bad, you might find you need a little bit more of an angle, but again, try and line up the heels if you can. If the right heel is up, it's a right T-step. If the left heel is up, it's a left T-step. Okay? Then wider than shoulder width apart is horse stance. I want to make sure my knees are behind their toes and in the direction of the toes. I want to avoid the hip going back. If I tuck my hip under, I feel this more in the quadriceps where I should. I should not feel any back pain for any of these stances. Okay? Then we have another step that's called cross leg. So I have my heel off the ground and back, my weight's on the front leg. If I step around in front, I pick up the back heel. So if I cross leg in back, I'm going to change weight, then I put the heel down. But if I'm just holding the pose, like resting stance or falling down stance, which is out like this, I want to make sure I know where my weight is, and I want to be absolutely certain I'm only extended where I can safely. So if I'm out like this, this is falling down stance. If my left leg is out, it's left. Right leg is out, of course, it's the right one. So another stance that we might use is resting stance, where I'm going to step and I'm going to sit on my back heel. Notice how my body stays vertical and my knee stays behind the toes and in the direction of the toes in front. The moment my knee goes forward, now I'm putting my knee in jeopardy. So I want to be sure I go up and down vertically. I want to keep my chin parallel with the ground, my face, where I know I'm not tipping my head forward or back. So I want to just go straight up and down. You'll notice the knee comes through and goes through the other side. What I want to avoid is the knees going out. That's really going to put your knees in a lot of pain. So that gives you a few stances to try and get comfortable with.